Little Hans's case study roleplay. I'm Hans's father. Here we have Freud / Hans's mother.
Wagwan.
Little Hans himself, the tiddler. And here we have the lovely narrator.
Right. So, all we're doing here is just going through a little roleplay of the Little Hans case study. Now, this is literally just, it's supporting the phallic stage and especially the Oedipus complex, okay? So let's get started.
There was once a little boy, 3-year-old boy called Hans, who became interested in his penis, which he called a whittler.
Wow! This is my whittler. Do you have a whittler, Mummy?
No, I don't, but if you keep playing with yours, I'll get the doctor to cut it off.
I don't want the doctor to cut off my whittler.
Hans kept dreaming of his whittler.
No. Get your whittler away from me. Get it away.
I think it's time that Hans has a brother or a sister.
Hans becomes jealous as his mother has another baby, and Hans is not happy about it, and becomes jealous of the time his mother spends with his sister. Within a few months, however, this disappears. Hans is almost 5 years old, and his father starts to get concerned about his behaviour.
Daddy, I'm sick. Mummy was dead. I kept dreaming about large whittlers. They frightened me, and Mummy said that if I keep playing with my whittler, it'd be cut off. I like getting into bed for cuddles with Mummy.
Oh dear, I am sorry to hear about your dreams. You're not real. Are you worried about anything else? Let's go out for a walk.
Hans and his father go out for a walk in the street.
I'm afraid that the big horse will bite me.
Hans's father writes a letter to Ford telling him how he's concerned about his boy's behaviour.
I'm grown concerned about my little boy. He has a very bad phobia of horses, especially ones that have black around their mouths and blinkers. He's especially worried that one will fall down dead in the street. This seems to have developed after being told off for playing with his whittler, being frightened by a large penis in a dream. Hans enjoys getting into bed with his mother for cuddles, as he's worried that she will die, as he dreamt that she is dead.
I'm sorry to hear about Hans's phobia of horses. I think that Hans has repressed a longing for his mother. Please keep writing and tell me developments in his phobia.
Hans's father wrote several letters to Ford. He said that he had made a connection between the phobia Hans had developed and his whittler.
If you don't put your hand to your whittler anymore, this nonsense of yours about being frightened of horses will soon get better!
Hans was taken to see Ford.
Good afternoon. Nice to meet you. Freud, please sit.
So Hans, tell me about your fear of horses.
Well, I don't like horses, especially the ones with the black surrounding mouths and the blinkers. I'm frightened that a horse will fall over in the street. I've had several dreams about my mother and my father. In one of my dreams, I married my mother, and we were playing with our children.
Ford and little Hans's father continue to send letters to each other. Ford concludes what he thinks is causing the phobia of horses.
Dear Hans's father, I believe your son has an unresolved Oedipus complex. In the phallic stage, boys develop incestuous feelings towards their mothers. They have jealous and murderous hatred for their fathers who stand in the way of them possessing their mothers. Hans sees you, error, as more powerful than he is, so he fears that you may castrate him because of his feelings he has for his mother. Hans's fear of being bitten by a horse appears to have been stemmed from an incident when he saw a horse collapse and die in the street. This represents his fear that you'll castrate him. Hans transferred his fear of you castrating him onto horses. This is called displacement. Hans will resolve this through giving up his love for his mother and will begin to identify with you, internalise your behaviour. He will then adopt your behaviours and acquire a male gender identity.
Thank you for watching our performance of the Little Hands case study. Thank you.
Wagwan. We have concluded that this case study, basically it supports the epidemias complex because it supports that the son will have lust for the mother, likewise the daughter for the father. He will have lust for his mother and he will want to be violent and act badly towards his father. Then he will eventually internalise. Therefore, he is basically been conditioned into thinking this way and will hopefully eventually stop displacing his fears onto the horse, which is obviously the object that he's displacing it onto.